Welcome back to the Crochet Karate House, my friends at Yarnspirations.com. We have a new pattern for you today, the Wavy Granny Crochet Blanket using Caron Tea Cakes. Caron Tea Cakes is one of my favorite yarns of them all. It's a nice thick yarn. You'll use a 10mm size end crochet hook. You'll only use 5 balls for this particular stitch sample here, and it's 54 inches wide by 60 inches long. So it's a nice easy wave up and down. You'll see a crochet diagram on page number 2. Page number 2, I figured out the stitch multiple. It's 18 chains plus 21. So if you want to change the size, it's 18, 18, 18, and then you will add 21. Just be cautious that when you do chain work like that and you have it going in a straight line, as soon as it does the bend, so if it's a straight line, as soon as you do the first row coming across, it makes it jagged, and so it's not as long. So just be cautious of that. If you are going to change the size, I don't know how much yarn you're going to need, so that's not something that you'll have to put in the comments because I really don't know that unless I did it myself. So without further ado, I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful sample using Caron Tea Cake yarn. So I love working with this yarn. It's actually dyed in a heathered format, so you see it's not just a solid dye color job. It's really quite neat the way that the hues come out of it. So we'll create a chain, and you can either chain 111 or you can do the multiples of 18 plus 21. So I'm just going to do that. So either chain 111 or 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So that is one wave. So when it's like this, it's long, but as soon as you have the up and down motion, it gets more narrow. So you're going to do chaining of 18 until you're satisfied, and then the last set will be chaining 21. So I'll leave that for you, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm now ready to go across. So you have your 18, 18, 18. So the last section should be 21, and then you're ready to progress on row number 1. So row number 1 is where we're going to get our journey started right away, and you are going to go 6 chains from the hook. So count it back. So this is 1 chain, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because it's chunky yarn, I always suggest to go to the back hump of the chain, but it will create an open look. So if you double crochet using 2 strands on top of the hook instead of just 1, it will do a better job. So you're going to double crochet that chain, and you're not just going to do it one time, you're always going to do sets of 3. So you'll do 2 more into that same chain. You can see by my hands that this yarn is really chunky, so this is a very fast project in order to play. So there's always going to be 2 chunk sets going up and 2 chunk sets going down. So now the first one's in. So when you pull on it, if you go like this, do you see this? This is a stitch. Don't skip that. This is my second take because I accidentally skipped it by accident. So you're going to say this is 1 stitch, and this is the second, and then this is the third. So you do got to shift it like that on your beginning chain. So you see it, and on the 3rd chain away, you're putting in 3 double crochet. So there's 3 sets, or sorry, 2 sets of 3 double crochet going up a hill before you hit the peak. Okay, so this is 1 set, this is 2. So now you're ready for the peak. So pull on it so you can see it just right there. See, this is a stitch right here. So you're going to skip this one, and go to the 3rd one right here. And you were going to put in your peak. So this whole piece of chain right here is going to have multiples of things going on. So you'll have 3 double crochet to begin. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And because this is a peak, we have to turn the corner to make it go down in the opposite direction or the other direction. So you're going to chain 2. So that's going to be like it's turning a corner, and in the same chain work, 3 more double crochet in there. So we have 1, 2, and 3 is your last one. So lots going on in that piece. So I told you that there's 2 sets of 3s going up. So that means that there's 2 sets of 3 going down. So just pull on it to reveal it right here. So this is, everything is in this particular one. So this is your first stitch right here. So 1, and then 2 right here, this is the third one right here. And you were going to apply 3 double crochet in that one. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So that was one set of 3 going down. So you're going to do another set. So kind of pull on it. So this is 1 stitch right here, 2, 1, 2, and 3. So this is my 3rd stitch away right here. And there will be 3 double crochet there. So everything's in sets of 3. So now we're at the bottom here. So now we have to skip a number of stitches. So we have to skip a total of 5 stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and go to your 6th one right here and apply 3 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And now you're going to go up the hill. So there's 2 going down, 2 going up. Okay, so we have the first stitch that we're skipping right here. The second stitch is right here, and here's the third. And the third one is where you're going to put in 3 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're coming closer. So just kind of pull on it. So we're going to do your peak next. So you're going to skip 1, skip 2, go to the third. So it gets easier to identify the more you do it. And so this is a peak. So it's 3 double crochet. Chain 2 to turn, and 3 double crochet. So what I need you to do is continue this all the way across your chain. Okay, so you're going to go in the up and down motion. So you'll create this up and down just beautifully. Look at the hues of this. Don't you love it? And the colors will be changing on its own as well. So when you're ready for the ending, just put me on pause. Just go up and down just like I showed you. So skipping 2, 3 into the next, skipping 2, 3 into the next. Then you skip 5 and then 3 into the next. So you'll come up and then skipping 2, 3 into the next, and then do your peak just like that. Okay, so what we're going to do, if you're ready for the ending of this, you're going to skip 2 going down. Okay, so I'm just looking where this is. So 1 and 2, go to the third and put in 3 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're going to skip 2, 1 and 2, and put 3 into the next. Okay, and now it says to skip 2, so 1 and 2, and look at that, I ended up right in the end. That is like a miracle. So skipping 2 and just double crochet right into the end. So now you've got your up and down motion, and now the rest of this blanket is going to be super, super easy, and it's a repeat of the next row until the cows come home. Let's turn our work and begin row number 2. So the hardest part of this blanket has been done. You've gone up and down, and now you're just going to work with hewing the spaces of the groups of 3 and the top peaks. Just like so, you're going to skip over the middle section. So really fast up and down motion. So it's a really neat pattern in order to be able to follow. You're going to start by chaining 3. This will count as your double crochet. And by skipping this space right here and going here, you're causing it to stay up on an angle like that. And you're going to double crochet 3 times into this first space. So we have 1, and the color is just changing, as you can see. 2 and 3. And then the next space, another 3 double crochet. So there's still always going to be 2 groups of 3 going up and 2 groups of 3 going down. Now here's your middle peak right here. You're going to always keep that as a middle peak. So you'll start off with 3 double crochet first. So So we have 1, 2, and 3, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet always makes a peak. So how many groups of 2 going down? There was 2 going up, there's 2 going down. So start in your first space right here, 3 double crochet. Noticing that you're not chaining 1 in between the groups like you would with a typical granny square concept. So you'll do the next one. So that's your second group of 3 going down. Think of it like an escalator going up and down. So now you're going to skip over the base here and go right here. So you're going to skip over the 2 groups and start going up the escalator, the other side. So you don't have to do anything stupid in the middle. Or that's probably a terrible expression, but you don't have to do anything that requires you to think too hard. That's better. Okay, so that's one group of 3 going up. The next space is another group of 3. And then the next space is your peak, just like you did before. 3 double crochet. Chain 2 and 3 double crochet. Okay, so you're just going to do that all the way across, going in the up and down motion. You know, just like a mattress in a cheap motel. And now you're going to go down the opposite side here. So when you're ready for the finish, you're just going to come on down. Okay, and then you go into your next space. So this is your second group of 3, but you're not quite done because it's an edge. On the final one here, in this chain right in the top of the chain, don't go into a space, right into the chain work, double crochet, and that will hold that edge to be nice and flat. And so therefore this edge will stay vertical even though this is going up on an angle. So you'll turn your work and you'll do exactly what I just showed you until the whole blanket measures approximately 60 inches. You can apply your tassel work if you'd like to. I'm not a fan of that so much because it gets caught when you're doing laundry. So I would leave it just like this if you would like to do that. Okay, so I will show you the row one more time. To start another row, you're going to chain 3. So that will never change. So you'll skip and go right to this space right here where I'm wiggling. Oh my God. What kind of tutorial host is this? So 3 double crochets into the wiggle space. Okay. I'm doing a dad joke. It's not even funny for me. So coming into the next space, 3 double crochets. So we're going 2 up, 2 spaces up, and then you got your peak. So your peaks are 3, 2, 3. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. Okay, and now there's 3 sections going up, or 2 sections going up. There's got to be 2 coming down. So coming into the next space, a group of 3. And then the next one. So there's my 2 that was going down. And so the bottom valley area. So you're just gonna skip the next 2 groups, skip the middle, and go right here. And do 3 double crochet into that one, which causes the abrupt turn at the base. I prefer wave blankets that don't have a lot of drama at the bottom, so the peaks or other valleys. So 3 into this one, 3 double crochet into the next, and then in the top peak here, you got 3, 2, 3, so 3 double crochet, chain 2 to turn, and 3 double crochet. So you'll go up and down, just like I mentioned before. How fun is that, right? God, I don't even sound enthusiastic. Okay, so coming on down. So I'm not feeling great. So coming down the next one, and you're going to go down, and there's going to be 2 groups of 2. I'm just a bit under the weather, not a big deal. Show goes on, right? So come into the next one. So there is your second group to go down, and so then you have to nail that edge in so it stays nice and flat. And so after the last group is in, you're going to go right into the top of the chain work, never to a space, and just double crochet in, and that will hold out the edge. And so you'll go and do this now until it's 60 inches long. Apply those tassels if you feel like it. If not, that's okay too. And that's it for today. Really cool, easy granny wave blanket. We'll see you again. Maybe. See ya. Bye-bye.